What's up, YouTube? Welcome to KangBrosTV. Topic of discussion today is going to be the test match between India and South Africa in South Africa. Play was suspended today for unsafe pitch conditions. What? Huh? What? Unsafe? Test match?
India literally batted their innings out. They complained. They said it was unsafe. There were shots going. They would hit the glove more than about 3-4 times. The umpires came together more than 3-4 times as well, and they said, well, let's carry on and continue with the game. And soon as South Africa get into play, Edgar gets hit in the grill.
I'm joking, okay.
And then,
now basically, look, it was inevitable that the pitches were going to be in favour of South Africa.
Yeah.
They're 2-0 up in the series. It's something that we've discussed before. We haven't made a video about it, and it was something we want to discuss. But for India to play in South Africa is a big enough task in itself. The pitches were always going to be swayed to the home advantage. India did it. When South Africa played there, they produced these turning pitches. And I don't think South Africa scored over 200. I think over 5 test matches, they scored over 200 once or something like that. So the pitches were always going to be seamer friendly. But I don't think in the years that I've been playing and watching cricket, that today is laughable, really, and that is poor.
for me, how is that fair though? How is that fair? So that India go through facing all those dodgy deliveries and all this kind of stuff. So umpire says it's fine, and suddenly it's Africa's turn and they come off the pitch. Kohli is going to be pissed, isn't he?
Yeah, Kohli's rightfully should be pissed, but I think the referees of this game, it's not down to the captains to make that decision. It's not down to the captains. It was unsafe to play that test match. It was showing signs of uneven bounce on day one, end of day one, say day two. If that's happening on day 1 or day 2, what's going to happen on come day 5? Michael Holder said today, the last time we saw this was in Jamaica, 1998. I think he said it was, or 1988 or something like that. Because the test match was called off. It was abandoned. Now, for a test match to be abandoned in this day and age, if that is even happening, the repercussions are going to be nuts.
Yeah, they were saying that there will be some serious penalties that South Africa would have to go through for that, because they've got Australia coming over for their series as well. So that's why I think they want to finish and complete this test match. But as you mentioned there, for the captains, the decision should be taken away from them. If you're Kohli going into that dressing room, of course you're going to say continue play. All your team has gone through the same conditions. Why can't South Africa go to it? Yeah. But then I feel for South Africa a little bit as well as the captains, because you don't want those unsafe conditions for your players. You're the captain. You're responsible for them. Are you going to let them go out in that condition? Yeah. So
I just think that pitch shouldn't ever get to that stage. I'm not all for it, but I understand that there's going to be home advantage. I understand it. It's elite level sport. You will get any advantage that you can. South Africa have got big tall seamers that hit the deck and it swings, it decks, it nips about, whatever. You can use that advantage. India plays, their spinners bowl really well, and the India play spin very well. You're going to produce turning pitches. But today, I think to get to that stage, for South Africa to come out to bat, so India can go through their whole innings, right? Their bowlers who are batting, the tail enders, and they're getting peppered with short balls. Listen, if I'm a bowler, if I'm a South African bowler, and I see Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, who's taken a ridiculous amount of wickets in this test match, and he's been an informed bowler coming into this series, if you know that you've got to face this guy on a deck that's nipping, is decking, and he swings it, uneven bounce, who's the bowler you want to take out of the attack? Ishant Sharma, because he bowls from about height, and Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, because he can nip it and he can do everything. They're bowling bouncers, they're looking to hit him, he's hitting with his arms, shoulders, chest, everything like that. And then as soon as South Africa come out to bat, Elgar gets hit twice, dramatises the whole situation, makes it a dramatization, and next thing you know, they're off the pitch. That's not on. I'm so sorry, that's not on. And especially in this day and age, and if there's any umpires watching this video, or match officials, tell me where I'm wrong, but how the hell has it got to that stage when Elgar gets hit twice, and then they come off? Why did it not happen when India, they had 4 consultations when India were batting, and they didn't come off?
That in itself is a sign. If the fact that you're coming together 4 or 5 times, hello, this is not safe. Something's not right here. And the other thing I would say is, why is there no guidelines? Because this is now beginning to be a regular. Every country that you go to, the conditions are very different. Yeah. Surely there needs to be rules and guidelines and regulations that you have to fit before you play.
There are guidelines. No, I think that's a bit harsh to say there's no guidelines. There are guidelines that you have to hit, but the way that the guidelines they have to hit, it's almost like saying, You know tick boxes. So you know when you go on like when you go on like a ride or something, have you got any health? You know those tick boxes. Everyone's going, yeah. You know what I mean? Just,
carry on.
You know what I mean? Someone thought, well, he said on here that he was fine, and you know what I'm saying? You just tick yes and stuff like that. The guidelines that they have got, you know, it's obviously these will obviously tick those. You can't always tell how a pitch is going to behave, but I think that moving forward, and this is something I guess the cricket world will look at in time.
They'll definitely wake up.
Yeah, wake up to it. But I think they'll have to start sending a panel out, I don't know, weeks in advance to see what the state of it is, what's the process of how the pitch has been prepared and whatnot. But that, at this day and age, and this is one of the iconic stadiums. The Bull Ring is one of the iconic stadiums of South Africa. So it's not like it's like, oh my god, well this is because we don't play much cricket on here. This is a very very used, it's a very very renowned ground. Shouldn't be happening. I'm sorry.
What about the actual ball that Jasprit bowled that actually stopped the whole play? Do you think that ball did it react differently that it would normally would? It was a very short delivery in itself. So, I mean, that's what they stopped it based upon. They're saying, okay, this is very dangerous now. But is that ball just a normal bouncer?
I don't think they should have stopped it because of that ball.
Well, it seems to be
it's triggered it. But not because it shouldn't have been because of that ball. It should have been an amalgamation of things that should have said, right, well, we're stopping it.
Yeah.
I actually don't think that ball, it did misbehave. Okay. I think it was it basically should have got up a lot more than it did. On that trajectory and where it's pitched, I think it should have got up more, and it didn't. And if you watch it, kind of just sort of follows the batter, and everyone's going to be like, oh, he hasn't played it very well. But I think the way that the ball has behaved is not natural, and that's what it's obviously raised eyebrows. But there's other balls that have done worse than that.
Yeah.
So I don't think I can't see why they would call the Test match off on that delivery. But do you disagree?
Yeah, I mean, I think they couldn't have called it off based upon that delivery. I think that delivery, they showed two other deliveries that were quite similar, and how Elgar dealt with it. He dealt with it just slightly differently and probably better. And I think you're right, it did misbehave a little bit, but they can't call it off based upon that. I mean, I want an honest opinion from you now, right, is as a bowler, are you still prepared to bowl when the conditions are that in the favour of a bowler? It is dangerous now, right? You've seen players die, you know, on the crease and stuff like this. So, as a bowler, I want all honesty. The ball in your hand, are you going to go down and throw that ball down? Or do you feel a bit? You don't want to bowl.
I'll be honest, I'm not a bowler, so I'm a wicket keeper and I bat. Okay, so as a bowler, I love to bowl anyway. You know what it's like as a keeper. If you get a chance to bowl, you go in because you think you can bowl.
Yeah.
Put that to one side. I've captained teams before, and I've played in games where it's like high pressure matches.
Yeah.
I want to bowl. Listen, I know that the extreme cases, the Phil Hughes thing it was a very, very tragic thing.
Yeah.
But I can guarantee you now that bowler who was in that incident, right, he would not. Do you reckon he doesn't bowl bouncers anymore?
No, I can get that. I completely get that. I'm just saying.
It was a freak incident. If that was me as a bowler and I was captain and my seam bowler, if I've got Rabada who can bowl 90 mile an hour, if I've got Jasprit Bumrah who can bowl 88 to 92 miles an hour, I'm saying, right, bend your back, baby. Let's go see what we've got. Because at the end of the day, you're going to get every bit of advantage. You know that these pitches are going to seem. India had to face it. And I guess if you're an India batsman, an India bowler who's copping loads of shit from these bowlers when he was batting, you're probably thinking, fuck this guy.
I'm going to come for you.
I'm going to break your fingers. I'm going to hit you. I'm going to hit that bat so hard that you're going to regret what you done to me earlier. So as far as I'm concerned, it's nothing to do with the bowlers. If that's a wicket that's prepared for you, you go and bowl on it until someone tells you not to bowl anymore. And I don't care. If someone's watching, and I know that the Phil Hughes thing is a very sensitive thing, and I completely get that, but it was a one-off freak incident, and I don't see that that's going to stop people bowling short balls, people bowling back of a length. We watched Australia do it to England. They kept bowling it, they kept bumping them.
No, but my question, I get that, and that you do want that from your fast bowlers. You shouldn't be scared to bowl, bouncers. But what I'm saying is, you saw how the pitcher's reaction is very different to a normal game. So that's why I'm saying is, would that affect your mindset a little bit?
No, absolutely not. These are professional athletes.
Yeah.
Professional athletes, their job is to take poles. You will do whatever it takes to take poles. If you're, as far as I'm concerned, as a bowler, until someone tells you to stop bowling, you bowl. Because in that case, you got to think about yourself and think about your position in the side.
Yeah.
Someone else will be chomping at the bit to get into that side. So as far as I'm concerned, the bowlers have got no blame. I would be no different. If I was a captain, I'd be throwing you the ball and saying, go and bend your back, and I want you to get everything out of this wicket. Until someone tells you to not play no more, that's not your decision. You bowl.
Okay. So let's try and wrap this video up. So there is, I think, is it 2 days still remaining?
Yeah.
So they're going to come back out and play this. So I want your opinion on this and yours personally. If you was Virat Kohli, what would you do right now, and how would you take the news, and what would you do if you was the captain?
If I was captain, I would have been kicking off today. I would have been.
Which he was.
I'd be hitting the roof. I'd be like, if you call the play off today, the test match is off, because they should not have called that off today. I'm sorry. If India has to cop it, and I'm not. It's not because I have allegiances to India or I support India. That's not the case. If it was the other way around, I'd still be saying the same thing. That shouldn't have happened today. India shouldn't have had to bat that long as they did. And then if South Africa come out to bat after India have done it and they've copped 2, they should carry on batting. It's not safe. It wasn't safe earlier, and it wasn't going to get any better now, and it's not got any worse.
Yeah,
right?
with a new
nut.
Yeah.
Now, if they come back out tomorrow, I can guarantee you they'll be working day and night on this pitch. They'll be rolling the shit out of it. They'll be trimming it.
Can they change it much?
It won't change dramatically, but you can do stuff to it. You can flatten it out. You know, the bounce, it won't jump up as high. You can probably shave a bit off the top. It can be a bit more conducive to spin, but the problem is it might go the other way and start shooting. Because if you start tampering with it too much on day 4, day 5, when the pitch is probably at its quite worn, they say the best day to bat is day 3 normally. Day 2, end of day 2, beginning of day 3 is the best time to bat.
So as a captain, you would not play?
I'd be making a stance. I'd be saying we shouldn't be playing. But on the flip side, the carrot is for India. The series is done. We've lost. We ain't got to bat on it anymore. So it shouldn't be Virat Kohli's decision, if we're being honest, because India don't have to bat on this again. South Africa got to get 250. So if I was Virat Kohli, I'd actually be turning around and be saying, well, now we are where we are, let's go and play, because they've got nothing to lose. The series is done. If I was Duplessis, I'd be like, no, this game's done. Safe. That's what I'll be saying, because otherwise he knows that India all they're going to do is going to bowl bumpers. They're going to put 2 people out, one under the bonnet. They'll have another one in here, 2 slips. Fuck it. If we go gun ho and chase it. We lose the series 3-0. Who cares? Yeah. Or for India, it's like, right, we're just going to bowl fucking body line and see what happens, because the pitch is doing all sorts. So it's not safe. It shouldn't be Virat Kohli's decision. Although today, I'd be fuming if I was him today, because I wouldn't want to come off. I wouldn't want him to come off. When the conditions as they are, when his batters have gone through flipping hell, I'd be like, no, we stay now. Now we play. But it shouldn't be his decision.
I completely agree. So, I mean, everyone who's watched this video, it was a very unique situation today. So let us know your views on the situation. And if you was Virat Kohli, how would you react in the same situation? Peace.